Well, it's the day after the first day of spring, and in the garden, it's doing good. Out here in California, we're got a bunch of rain coming down. You can see my buckets over here starting to get full. But some of the plants, one here is really doing good. I have a lot of my other plants going up. Here's the first time I have a, we call it a tulip tree. What this here is a magnolia, and it's starting to have its first flower onto it, so that'll be nice. But as you can see in the background, this backyard gets flooded very badly, but everything's starting to come out. Blackberry bushes up there are growing pretty good. Take you over to my raised beds over here. Got about an inch of water here. I got to do some flood. Pull my pants up a little bit because I'm getting wet. The roses and trees are all going. I wanted to get these these 4 trees here. I've got 2 plum and 2 peach trees here. I wanted to get them into the front yard so I can move them up to the property in Nevada, but that's not going to happen. Let's cruise over here and we'll show you. And got a lake. Look at this. All kinds of water flowing. There's tons. Got a drain over here that doesn't work real good. But here in the raised beds, my garlic's growing really good. I'll get this one set up. I had 2 transplants. I get potatoes in this bed before. I'll get lettuce. I'm going to get a cover over it. Get a hoop put in. I'll show you what I'm going to do there. But I pulled those 2 out and put them in the front garden. Still don't know what I'm going to do with the palm trees over here, but they're growing really good. Peach trees starting to bloom, but water out through this drain. Need to get that drain in that I wanted to. But here in the herb garden, we had basil here. I'll plant more basil in here, remove these, get some basil seeds in here. But our parsley's growing up really good. Our lemon grass, it came through, and then I have some other, I think it's thyme growing, and I've got some rosemary over there going. So the herb garden here is growing pretty good. I'll probably grow some more into this bed here. I put more dirt into it, raised it up. So there's a lot of dirt in this bed, so we'll have to get that set up too. Let me take you out to the front. Now here in the front yard, I got more of the trees out. We get a lot more sun in the front of this yard than the back. They don't design houses and tract homes to do gardens, so this here's what we did in the front. The peach tree here gets a lot more sun, so I've got a lot of blossoms on it. Had some rot on one, so I cut it all up. My citrus trees are going good. Let me take you over to the planter area. This here's where I put the 2 bigger planter boxes in the last video, and put my hoop onto it where I have potatoes in it. What's coming up right now is red potatoes. I've got those in. These 2 here were the actual transplants from the backyard. I figured I'd dig them up, throw them in this one here. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 plants coming up in here. The yams are packed back there, and those there have not come up yet. It needs to get a little warmer. But then I've got, so there's 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 different plants in here, so I should be able to get a lot of red potatoes come time for harvest, we'll have to see how the yams will grow, and then I'll just get them and take them over the arbor here, so they'll flower up that way. But we'll see how that goes. Let me show you what I got going on in the garage. I wanted to get a jump start on some seedlings, so what I did, I took one of the crates that I have that I pick up for free, and I lined it with 1.5 inches of foam. Put a couple of lights into it with an aluminum table here. The table's not getting as hot as I want. I put two 11-watt bulbs into it. I'm going to change those out. But what I can do is I can hang a grow light over this, and then I have my starters in here. A couple of different types of tomatoes, some peppers, and some cucumbers. Get those all started from seed in here. I'm going to change these out to 60-watt bulbs, see if I get the metal a little hotter, and then throw a grow light in here to see how these go, and then we'll transplant them probably in April, May. Right now it's the first part of March, so we'll get those transplanted out when they start growing into plants. So we'll see how this goes. This year's the first year I actually did seedlings this way. My lettuce and stuff I'll actually plant into the bed out in the backyard, but this here's what we're doing in a grow bed here to get my seed starting. Here's a look inside this seed box that I made. What I have is two aluminum signs that I bent at an angle. They're big signs that I put foil in. I have 1.5 inches of reflective foam in here, 1.5 inches on either side with 2 light bulbs in here. These here are small light bulbs, and they're not putting out a whole lot of heat, so I'm going to increase them. Pop these out, and then I'll put 60 watt. I need to get my temperature gauge in here to see what the temperature. I've got 2 controllers coming from overseas, and then what that will do is I can set temperature for them. And then this one's broken. Let me go grab another one. I'm thinking with the new lights and maybe the grow light above it, the seeds will get warm enough. There, that should be a lot brighter. I can set these aside. We'll see what 2 60-watt bulbs do. It's all just trial and error. I've never done this before, so who knows what it's going to do. But this should heat up the area a whole lot better. Throw my metal sign covers back in. These here were actually signs from work that were bent up and they were throwing away. So I picked them up to reuse them, and they worked out just perfect. And they sit down on the plastic or the foam to hold themselves up. And there's 2 pieces of it, so you throw the other one on it. And this should give me hopefully ample enough heat to keep the box warm, so the plants and the soil stays hotter. We'll see how that goes. Well, I hooked up the grow light to it. You can see how bright that thing is. I'll let the grow light hang on there and heat those things up, and do that for about, I don't know, 4, 5, 6 hours a day, and see how that's going to work, and see if it's going to help any to get these things growing. At least once the plants start to growing, I'll have a light to it. This here is a grow light that I picked up out of the trash can at one of the housing projects I used to work at. Someone got caught with a growery and they cut everything out, so I picked up a bunch of these. I kept 2 of them that I used, and there was one ballast, electronic ballast here that was in the trash too that I picked up. All I had to do is buy a cord to plug it in. I've got like 15 light bulbs, timers, the one ballast, and a bunch of hoods for free, so I figured I'd play with them and see how they work. I would like to change everything over to LEDs and set it up that way, but hey, it's a start. Here's something else that I have going on that I tried for the first time. I was out pruning our lemon trees. I want to do some it's called air layering. You actually take peat moss, cut the bark off the tree, put peat moss and stuff into a plastic bottle and wrap it around. You put a growth hormone onto the tree itself, leave it attached to the tree and tie it into it and see how it grows. But while I was cutting it, I broke one of my Meyer lemon trees out. So I mixed up some perlite and some it's a perlite mixture, perlite and some other stuff that does water retention. So then what I did is I cut it, did the root hormone onto it, and then put the tree in here. As you can see, it's flowering. It's been like this for 2 to 3 weeks. The flowers are starting to get bigger and stuff. All I've been doing is putting water in this. We leave it in the greenhouse window here. I'll probably start mixing up some liquid fertilizer and start adding into it. I'm getting a couple of leaves that are dying on me, so I want to take those off. They're turning yellow and stuff. So it seems like it's growing and probably rooting, but it doesn't have the nutrition that it needs that it would get from regular soil. So I'll get some fertilizer in here and get this set up to see if this thing will grow, green up a little bit, and hopefully it'll turn into a little tree. We'll see how that goes. It's been raining for the past couple of weeks that I've had my days off, so I hadn't been up to the property in Nevada for the last 2 weeks. It's raining now too, so we're not going up. But next week we're going to take Monday and Thursday off, so I'll have 4 days up there. I want to get the actual posts and stuff in around the orchard, see what the apple trees are doing. They're probably still dormant, but I need to get them in the ground. I was going to run a backhoe and we'll be up there to do some more work on the property and get the orchard put in. But that's an update for the garden here at the house in the Sacramento area, and we'll post videos of what we're going to do with the orchard up in our Nevada property. So thanks for watching, and look forward to seeing you in the next video.